Do you feel the vibes?
What's up, YouTube? It's Carolina Calvin coming back to you with the Week 10 NFL 2016 picks. Last week I went 7-6, not great. This week, the Thursday night game was between the Baltimore Ravens and the Cleveland Browns. Yeah, riveting football. I picked Baltimore, so I'm starting this week 1-0. And the teams with byes, before I get into the actual picks, are the Buffalo Bills, Oakland Raiders, Indianapolis Colts, and Detroit Lions. Go ahead and get into the picks. Houston Texans heading Jacksonville to play the Jaguars. I'm going to take the Texans. The next game, the Denver Broncos heading New Orleans to play the Saints. Now, the Saints offense has been putting up a lot of points on teams, and they're at home. And Drew Brees has been playing really good football as of late. They've been winning some games. They have a 4-4 record. The Broncos offense has struggled. It's tough for me to pick this one. Because you saw Oakland move the ball against that Broncos defense. They had injuries in the secondary. You can see Oakland was moving the ball quite well. I'm actually gonna take the Saints in this one. I think the injuries to the Broncos secondary, and even Talib does play, he's not gonna be 100%. So I'm gonna take the Saints in that one. I guess kind of like a dark horse pick. Next game, the St. Louis Rams head to New York to play the Jets. This is tough because the Jets have been a huge letdown with all the talent they have. The Rams, they don't have a bunch of talent. They got some guys on defense. They got some beasts on defense, especially in that defensive line. But Case Keenum is a bum. You got Todd Gurley, but he's essentially looking at 8-man fronts. I'm gonna say the Jets. This is one of the last times I'm gonna pick them. If they let me down here, I probably won't pick them ever again unless they play somebody like the Browns or something, or the Jaguars. Next 1:00 game, the Atlanta Falcons head to Philadelphia to play Eagles. Eagles deceptive. That record is deceptive. I think they're a really good team. Got a rookie quarterback. They lost the last 2 weeks, both division games, to the Cowboys and to the Giants, which they had a chance in the Giants game. They had a chance in the Cowboys game, just a lot of drops. The Falcons are one of the surprise teams of this season. They're 6-3. Young defense. Julio Jones, Matt Ryan, those guys have been playing good. Running backs, Devontae Freeman. They've been playing. Offensive line been playing much better. I think overall the team's been playing better. They had some games where you think like, okay, they kind of slipped up in this game, but I'm gonna pick the Falcons in this one. Next game, the Kansas City Chiefs head to Carolina to play the Panthers. I think this is one of Carolina's tests because this is a better team than they played the last 2 weeks, which they won the last 2 weeks. And if they could beat someone, it's just another step closer. It's kind of turning the season around. The guys have been struggling, but like I said, they won the last 2 weeks. They need to make it a third. I'm gonna pick the Panthers for obvious reasons. Next 1:00 game, the Chicago Bears head to Tampa Bay to play the Buccaneers. I'm gonna take the Buccaneers in that one. Next game, the Minnesota Vikings head to Washington to play Redskins. I think I just saw an article saying Deshaun Jackson will not play. The Vikings been a huge letdown. I'm gonna actually pick the Redskins at 4. They're at 4-3-1. I'm gonna pick the Redskins in that one. The last of the 1:00 games, Green Bay Packers head to Tennessee to play the Titans. Aaron Rodgers just has not looked good. You say what you want about the receivers not getting open. He's not hitting those guys in those same windows. We knew he can. He could make those tight throws. He's just not making those same throws. Is he injured? Or, we don't know what it is. And I think the Titans are a bit underrated. DeMarco Murray played well. They could sneak up on some teams, especially coming in. It's a game you'll probably overlook playing them. But they can sneak up on some teams just watching them play. I'm going to pick the Packers in this one. Aaron Rodgers, he hasn't looked good, really. He probably point out 1 or 2 games this season where he's looked good. But for the most part, he has not. But I'm going to stick with the Packers. I think Clay Matthews is out, but I'm still going to stick with them. Next game, this is the start of the 4 o'clock games. Excuse me. The Miami Dolphins head to San Diego to play the Chargers. I'm gonna take the Chargers. The 4-5 record is very deceptive. A lot of those games they blew at the end, or they let teams back in it. They've been able to put up points. Phillip Rivers has played good football, and he has almost nothing around him. Offensive line has not been good. They didn't improve it. Receivers, look at the guys he's throwing it to. He's still throwing to an aging Antonio Gates. I like the Chargers in this one. I like the Chargers. They've been able to move the ball against most teams. Next game, the San Francisco 49ers head to Arizona to play the Cardinals. The Niners offense I thought looked a lot better, but the defense looked terrible. The run defense was awful against the Saints. And, just the defense overall, they gave up I believe 43, something like that. It wasn't 40. They gave up a lot of yards. Let's just say they gave up a lot of yards, especially on the ground. Now you have to come in against, it is a division game. You have to come in against David Johnson, who's been one of the best backs in football. I like the Cardinals, who, like I said before, definitely a down season for them at 3-4-1. But I think they'll win this game. The Niners have been worse. Next game, the Dallas Cowboys head to Pittsburgh to play Steelers. It's actually going to be it's one of the games I'm really looking forward to watching. I'm going to go with the Cowboys. I think Dak Prescott, offensive line, the running game, it's just been hitting on all cylinders. Defense, top 10 scoring defense, and I'll say what I say every week. That's really important. Doesn't matter how many yards you give up, how many points are you giving up. And they're top 10 in that, giving up around 15 points. I like the Cowboys in this one. Big Ben's still shaking off that rust. So, we don't know what to expect. He's a veteran, he's been there. So, you expect him to be able to shake off that rust in a week. The Sunday night game, the Seattle Seahawks head to New England to play the Patriots. My game of the week. I like the Patriots. The Seahawks, Russell Wilson just hasn't moved. He just hasn't moved around as well. They've had some games where they've been really close. The defense, I think the defense. Michael Bennett, I don't know about his status for that. Or Cam Chancellor. Those guys are probably gonna play. But I like New England. Gronk is unguardable. The Patriots defense, they're well coached. They got talent. But it's that offense. Martellus Bennett, Danny Amendola, of course Gronk, and an underrated run game. Then you got Tom Brady, who's the guy who's orchestrating all this, getting it to different receivers. Julian Edelman is another guy. I don't know how I forgot to mention him. But I like New England at home. They don't lose much. And the Monday night game, the Cincinnati Bengals head to New York to play the Giants. Give me the Giants in this one, actually. They have a 5-3 record. Definitely in competition with the Cowboys for that division. Definitely in competition. Can't wait to see the next game they play with this improved Cowboys team. But in this game, I'm going to pick them Monday night to beat the Bengals. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. What's your game of the week? Like I said, mine is the Sunday night game, tonight's game between the Patriots and the Seahawks. A rematch of the year before last Super Bowl, with all the drama that went on with that. We'll see, how both teams come out. Will the Seahawks offense look better? And how will the defense perform against Gronk, Martellus Bennett, and Tom Brady in that Patriots offense? Like this video, hit that thumbs up button, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.